And I would have saved myself so much pain and frustration and anger and self-loathing and just so much time, and I would have saved thousands of dollars in the process, and my whole online journey would have been so different, so much better, because it would have been faster. Ironically, it would have been faster. Hi guys, how you doing? So, had I followed these 5 tips from the very beginning when I first started my online journey, I would have succeeded years ahead of schedule. I would have seen traffic leads and sales come into my business years ahead of everyone else, and had I listened to these 5 tips, I would have had much more peace and quiet, and my online journey would have just been so much easier and faster. So stay tuned, keep watching, because these 5 tips can quite literally change your life if you're willing to accept them for what they are. I'm currently in Koh Samui, as you can see here. I'm just chilling out on my balcony here. Oops, I'm still not very good at this camera angle thing, but you can see here I'm just relaxing on my balcony. And I am in Koh Samui in Thailand, and I'm recording videos here to kind of commemorate 10 years since I first started. I'll leave a link underneath this video here to a video where I explain to you why I'm here, why Koh Samui is so important to me, and what happened here all those years ago when I first started my online journey. So make sure you go and watch that first, and then come back here and watch this video here. So, the 5 tips as to how you can succeed faster as a marketer online. Let's go. So the first thing I said, guys, is stick to one project. Stick to one project. I know you have 10 domain names you want to use. I know and understand you have software from every single shiny object guru ever that you want to use. I know you have the lifetime special deal for all these different tools you want to use. But guys, seriously, stick to one thing, one project. So if you have a blog, then that's what you do, you blog. If you have a YouTube channel, you do the one YouTube channel. And so understand, guys, think of your online journey as being in a relationship. If you try and have 10 different girlfriends or 10 different boyfriends, how much are you going to get done, right? Because yeah, I'm sure it sounds fun, it sounds good, it sounds like you're going to enrich your life, but how can you possibly give all your love and attention and your needs and desires and satisfaction to all 10? You can't and you won't. So don't even try, because you're guaranteeing your own failure. You will grind to a halt and nothing will happen for you. So stick to one project only. I cannot express how important this is. Yet almost all beginners ignore this advice, and they want to have a YouTube channel, they want to have a blog, they want to have 2 social media pages, and they also want to try this special project, this other blog as well, because it's a passion project, and oh, by the way, I'm also part of this other coaching program, and I want to do this thing here as well. And they wonder why they haven't got time, they haven't got money, they're confused, they're overwhelmed, they got shiny object syndrome, and they're drowning in information, and they go, Philip, I don't know where to go. Like, well, stick to one thing. That makes it a lot easier, and you have the time to give to that one project. If you have 5 projects, the beginner thinks, that means I'll progress 5 times faster. No, it means you'll progress 5 times slower. In fact, 10 times slower, because you're 5xing your workload, you're 5xing your need for understanding and learning, and you're potentially 5xing your expenses as well. Okay, so stick to one thing. The next tip, guys, is to kiss. Keep it simple. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Again, beginners tend to overcomplicate everything to death, where they want to just implement too much too soon, and they think that's the classic one is, I've written one blog post, so now I'm a blogger, so that means now I'm ready to move on to doing paid ads. It's like, no, that's not how this works, right? You have to do the same thing again and again and again and again and again, and then you move forward. Because in order for you to push forward, you have to master the art of KISS. Keep it simple, right? Look at this video here, right? I'm holding my microphone. My camera angle is a bit, it's not perfect. The lighting is not perfect, but I hit record and start. I don't over agonize over every last thing, because if I did, nothing would happen ever, okay? And so KISS, keep it simple. That is the key. The next tip is to master one skill before you move on to the next one, which is very similar to the KISS concept, but here's the thing, guys. In order for you to become a good blogger, what do you have to do? You have to blog, create blog posts again and again and again and again and again. Boring. And again and again and again and again. And let me see. Oh yes, again and again and again and again and again and again and again, because that is the only way for you to master all the skill sets needed to create a good blog. Keyword research, content research, user intent, user flow, Google Analytics and how that interprets user flow. The SERP rankings, how does the click-through rate relate to overall ranking? How does the dwell time influence your ranking? And so on and so on and so on and so on. You can only learn that by what? By doing it again and again and again, because that's how you gain perspective. And I know, as always, the classic noob mistake is to write one blog post, maybe 2, maybe 4, and then declare themselves, oh, I know this now, I can do it. Fine, I'll move on. It's like, no, dude, you do the same thing again and again and again. You master one skill or one concept, one idea before you move on to the next. Otherwise, guess what's going to happen? You're going to move on and then take on another challenge. All right? You're going to forget about KISS, you're going to forget about one project, and you're going to start moving forward before you're ready. You're going to try and run a marathon before you can even do a 5K. Okay, that's why you master one skill before moving on to the next. Because within the concept of, for example, creating a blog, you have to learn how to use a page builder, and that takes time. Clicking, dragging, dropping, going, what does that mean? I don't know. Click. Why isn't it doing the thing? Click. It's not working. Click. Oh, it's working now. Okay, cool. Right. That is the process. And if you don't do that enough times, it doesn't stick, because doing it one time doesn't mean you learn it. Okay. And that's what I mean. So that's why you stick to one thing first before you move on. Otherwise, you're becoming the jack of all trades and the master of none. And tip number 4 is to listen to people who you pay for advice. So you would not believe, guys, how many students I've had. I've now had tens of thousands of students who bought my courses, and I've had hundreds of one-to-one coaching clients. And the one common denominator, which almost guarantees failure, is this. Someone comes to me and says, Philip, can you show me how to do X, Y, and Z? And I say, sure. Here's how you do X, Y, and Z. Here's some tutorials, here's some PDFs, here's some case studies, here's how you do it. And their response is, yeah, but I want to do it my way. Okay, you do it your way, but then A, why did you pay me? And B, why did you ask if you have no interest in learning from me, who's been doing it for like 10 years? And so what happens is they will then go and do it their way, and they kind of half-ass it. They kind of do sort of what I showed them, but they want to do their own spin on things and do it their way. And of course what happens? Nothing, because they will not listen to advice. So when someone says, here's how I did it, I've got 5 years, 10 years, 15 years experience, here's how I did it, you take this here and do it this way, and then you can ask questions, then you can learn, then you can shape it to suit you. They don't do it because they don't want to, because they want to have their spin on things immediately. They don't think, okay, so if I go and take this here and do it exactly as the guy showed me, then I can ask a million questions, then I have a framework to work from. Okay, that's how you do it. So beginners tend to simply ignore advice because they assume they know everything already, even though they don't know anything, because if you did, you wouldn't have paid me for advice in the first place. Get it? And so don't fall into the trap of thinking that you know something just because you bought a course. Beginners tend to think that, yeah, but I bought this course years ago from this expert, I watched it, that means I know it. Like, no, you could not be more wrong, because the thing is, you only know it after you implement it for an extended period. So if you want to learn YouTube, if you want to learn blogging, you only know what you're doing once you've done that repeatedly again and again and again and again for months and years. If you're a beginner and you've only written 2 blog posts, I'm sorry, you don't know a thing about blogging yet. So if you buy my course or ask me for advice about blogging and I show you, then do exactly what I say and then ask questions. Otherwise, nothing's gonna happen for you, okay? And the last one, number 5. I'm sweating my ass off here, so hot. So I'm only going to do 5. 5 is grind like you've never grinded before, okay? In the beginning, guys, you are alone. In the beginning, you have limited time, limited resources, limited willpower, limited everything, because you are a beginner, which means that everything is against you. So you have to grind. You have no other option, because you haven't got the time or the resources to outsource stuff. You haven't got the skill set to outsource stuff. You have to do everything yourself, and that is why things take a bit longer in the beginning. If you're not willing to do that, then you're guaranteed to fail. And here's why. Because in the beginning, you have limited time. And what does that mean for you? Well, limited time means you have to sacrifice something somewhere. You cannot have pizza Fridays and then complain to me the next day you haven't got the $40 a month for some software because you just spent on pizza. That's idiotic and delusional, and if you're doing that, then I'm sorry, you are an idiot. I'm sorry. You need to reshuffle. And if you're still watching, binge watching Netflix every single weekend, just because that's what I do, Philip, after work, I have to unwind, then again, I'm sorry, but you need to readjust that mindset, because every hour, every day that you have spare counts towards your business. Because otherwise, how do you expect to progress? How do you expect to learn the skill set you need to build your business? How do you expect to have the time to sit, to learn, to digest, to implement, to reflect, to go back, to fix mistakes, and so on? Because don't forget, this whole online marketing thing, I'm sweating badly here, my glasses are falling off. If you're expecting to learn this online thing, it takes time, guys. It takes time, right? Because how can you expect to learn a whole skill set, a new career, just like in 10 minutes a day? No, you can't. You have to grind your ass off, particularly in the beginning, because in the beginning, when you have limited resources, you have limited time, because this online thing is extra, then you have no choice. You have to grind. Otherwise, how do you expect to make progress? Because when you come home from work, you've been at work all day, you're tired, your willpower is pretty low, and if you have chores and if you have children and responsibilities, then of course this online thing becomes an extra thing to do, which makes it even harder. So that means that every hour you can save, every hour you can scrape out from somewhere, do it. Otherwise, how do you expect to have the time, the energy, the willpower, the focus to build your business? And for you to come online and expect anything else is very naive. And this is why people always fall for the shiny objects, because they promise fast, easy results. And of course, that is a fallacy, but the shiny object vendors, they know this. And so they're pinpointing your weaknesses because they know you're so desperate for fast results. And that's why the shiny object vendors keep selling you the same crappy software again and again and again and again, because you are naive enough, desperate enough, and stupid enough to buy it in the first place. Okay? So understand, guys, that when it comes down to it, had I known these 5 things before I started, way back when, I would have succeeded so much faster. And I would have saved myself so much pain and frustration and anger and self-loathing and just so much time. And I would have saved thousands of dollars in the process. And my whole online journey would have been so different, so much better, because it would have been faster. Ironically, it would have been faster. And so those 5 things, guys, stick to one project, keep it simple, master one skill before moving on to the next, listen to the people who you're paying to give advice, and grind like never before. And you will see results faster than everyone else. So right now, guys, I'm going to go back inside because I'm sweating so badly, my glasses are falling off. And I'm going to basically just enjoy this new digital lifestyle of mine, because guess what? I've earned it. I've spent the last 12 years grinding, and now I can finally enjoy that freedom I have. And all I can say, guys, is worth every single minute. It's worth every single day. It's worth every single hour spent, because you have the power to be in control of your life. You have the power to be financially free. You do have the power to make money on demand. You do have power to go where you want to go instead of where you can afford to be, right? And that's very important in life. So take these tips, guys, run with it and use them. If you are, part of 5 different Facebook groups and 10 different coaching programs, and you're wondering why nothing's happening, you need a good slap, okay? If you have got 50 different software and you're wondering why you can't use any of them, you need a good slap. If you are literally right now in a restaurant eating a $25 burger and having 6 beers and you're wondering why you have no money to invest in your business, you need a double slap, okay? And if you're wondering why I'm sweating so badly, is because I'm a pasty Scottish guy, and this 30-degree heat is too hot for me. But that's partly why I like it here. So anyway, guys, I'm going to sign off and go back to work, and I hope you have a good day. And any comments, let me know. And please make sure you click the link below and jump and watch my video about Koh Samui and about why I'm here, so you can understand basically why I'm here, what's happened, how my journey ended up here, and why this place is so important to me. Okay, so guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.